And it looks like we are live, so I'm going to say hello everyone and welcome to a terrible stream for terrible people. How have you been? Did you have a nice weekend? Did you do nice things? Did you do mean things? Did you do terrible things? I mean, you're in a terrible stream for terrible people. You obviously did awful, horrible, nasty things, but you know, worse than usual. I did something terrible. I forgot to put the chat in a box so I could actually read it, so I can't see what the fuck's going on at the moment, but I will fix that shortly. But yeah, before we started the stream, my voice completely went, which is why I now sound like I'm slightly choking on something, because I have a sweetie in my mouth to try and get all of the awful bleh. But yeah, okay, we're done. How are we doing? What have we been up to? And why is that so far zoomed out? Excuse me. Oh, I've used the wrong fucking thing because I am smart. That is why that is wrong.
I have been an artiste.
And Mrs. Sick has been making stuff. Been sorting out a thing that may happen in the future. Not that one. There exists such stupidity that Sir Sick looks like Einstein in comparison. It's a frightening thought. Alas, that's the world we find ourselves in. I wonder why my head was uncomfortable. I'm wearing my fucking headphones. I was actually finishing the video just like the minute this was supposed to be launched. So yeah.
There's a theory that Einstein was probably autistic.
Are you using World War II audio? You sound like Churchill.
Yeah, you sound really like booming.
Oh, have I just done something to this now? Let me have a look at my little boy, because it does appear to be really catching my voice. Oh, screaming neighbours, obviously. Oh my god! No wait, they're both really high. I don't fucking know. Right, I'm going to put it down a bit, and that should be a little bit better. Maybe something rolled across the knobs. Something rolled on my knobs. You're still here. I'm always here. I never went anywhere. That's one of the things I always get. And it always baffles the shit out of me. I get so many, Sir Sick's been so busy lately. It's like, what, 2 videos every week for like 5 years now? That it's been the same. What is wrong with you?
What is the topic of this stream?
Topic? There is no topic. Give me a topic. I am perfectly happy to make this almost whatever you want, unless it's Egypt.
No, I'm not allowed to talk about Egypt. I brought it up earlier this week and he gave me a look.
No, I didn't.
You did.
I don't remember what you would... I mean, you bring it up many, many times in a week. But I probably wasn't giving you a look. I might have been...
But you said you always have to bring everything back to Egypt.
Oh, yeah, but that's because it was funny. I can't remember what the subject was, but the first thing, that's like in Egypt when blah, 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 blah. I was like, yeah, of course. It had to be Egypt, didn't it? It's funny. I'm allowed to point out when something's funny. But yeah, chocolate sprinkles. Oh, wait, that's a topic. I mean, we don't need to go on to food, but yeah. I've really sort of caught myself out by working right up until the last moment because my brain is not in streaming mode. I usually have a few minutes before I start streaming, and I think I obviously need those. I watch him because he's smart. What, me? That's unlikely. I still love him. Luckily, I didn't watch him because I thought he was a moral person. What's happened? Are we talking about me or someone else? I really don't know.
Egypt streams when? No. Like, I can talk about things to do with Egypt.
She's allowed to talk about Egypt. The problem is that the second you let her, she'll talk about it at length for ages and ages and ages and ages. And I have nothing to add. And
give me a very narrow, specific question, and then I don't have to go on to another topic.
As if there's a narrow, specific question that isn't at least 30 minutes worth of talking. It's not a problem about that. The problem is that I have nothing to add, and it is my stream. I'm supposed to be doing something. You're supposed to be here to support me like a cheerleader. Now, if you had your own stream, you could talk about whatever you wanted for as long as you wanted. And apparently there are people. Something about Destiny. I'm aware of Destiny, but he's not someone that I like watch. I saw an interview with him on Alex O'Connor's thing, and it was fine. But yeah, I don't like watch him. Debate is useless. He's a false. So people are saying debate. Just yeah. I don't care. Generally speaking, if something's happened to an individual, especially one that I don't know about, I have nothing to add. I don't have anything to say. I don't have anything to give you. I literally don't know. If I had to ask about something, then yeah. The other thing is that what always amuses me is like this concept where people request your fully formed opinion about something that's just happened that you might know absolutely nothing about. And there are topics that I like intentionally make myself ignorant of because everything I've seen of it is like we're right and both sides of it are these insane points, and I'm like, I'm not sure I want to even try to wade in on this because the second you look into anything, it's all madness. But whatever. Take of that of what you will. I'm sure something came to mind, and it's not that thing. Apparently, one of the first drugs in history was blue lotus flowers, which predate opium and weed use in Egypt. Good for them.
They used a lot of poppies in Egypt, though. I think blue lotus was more like a... they used it for spiritual reasons rather than like recreational or medical. Like, I'm sure they definitely used it for stuff like that, but it wasn't like
there was the supposed to use.
Yeah, it's supposed to be more of a spiritual.
There's no fucking way.
They definitely use poppies a lot because they use things to like use it for babies' toothache and all sorts of stuff. Yeah.
Luckiest babies ever. No, I'm not a people. I'm a sick comment troll. I've neither endorsed or agreed with by this sick, but he is the best dumb people, and I can't help myself. Fair enough. Yeah. But improve the brain, cleanse the ears, bathe the lips, else you will be the witness of your own mad... Oh God, of course it's Benji. I'm going to have to start ignoring Benji because he likes to comment a lot, and it's always something either pseudo-philosophical or incredibly fucking asinine. And I think you know what you're doing. I think you do it on purpose to annoy me. The first drug use is forgotten because it was too baked to write it down. I mean, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, the very first anything will have been forgotten pretty much. Unless it was, like, actually invented in, like, a fucking engineering style. Almost everything that was done for the first time that was, like really random.
Discuss the Trinity. I've been watching Dexter, and there's a serial killer in it called the Trinity Killer. And yeah, it's a pretty good series.
Hello, IGP. This person is a massive channel, and I have no idea why they've been watching me, but I've seen you. I've watched you. I'm not watched you. I mean, watched you in my chat and gone, But yeah, very interesting characters. Not a very good stream. So if you're here for good entertainment, I would leave as fast as you possibly can. If you want to just hang out and just, like, go talk shit, then fine. We'll almost end up on fucking food topics. It is inevitable.
Speaking of food, evening, sir and Mrs. Sick. On my way back from Belgium, listening to the stream, had the best hot chocolate ever. And steamed milk and a cube of dark chocolate to melt in. Oh my god, that sounds amazing.
That used to be... We had a... I can't remember what place it was, but we used to go to a restaurant, and that's how they did their hot chocolates, if you remember.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't steamed milk. It was powdered milk heated into a thing, but it was a great big block of chocolate, and they were pretty fucking nice. If I were a drag queen, my name would be Helena Ham's basket. Oh my god! I just got that.
Discuss the doctrine of the Trinity. Okay, so basically what he did was he would kill an unmarried woman in a bathtub, and then he would bludgeon.
You're talking about the Trinity Killer.
Yeah. And then he would bludgeon. He would make a woman fall to her death, and then bludgeon a man, and then he'd go like kidnap a child or something.
Mrs. Sick has been watching
the
Dexter.
It works out a bit better. You to understand.
I mean, spoilers, but yeah, she's talking about... spoilers. Dexter's like a really old show now.
Really old.
Same with fucking House. You don't realise it's like 20 years old now or something like that. It might even be older. And I'm like, oh, that in my head it's like brand new. So much shit I think is brand new, and it's actually just ancient.
I'm not quiet. I'm usually far away from the microphone, and that because Sick is significantly louder than me in real life.
I actually put my mic near my face, and she doesn't do that.
No.
But I've tried to sit further away from it to kind of balance it out.
Put it closer to my face. It just feels like I'm eating it.
Dexter season 2 is some good TV, in my opinion.
It is pretty good season 2.
Something that I've been trying to check out is I keep seeing there's lots and lots of stuff that I watch now because of YouTube Shorts. Like they'll just put random ass clips of all sorts of shit, and I'll go, "Huh, that's pretty entertaining." Actually, recently it's been Venture Bros. I've just downloaded it. I haven't watched it, but it's insane. And every clip I've seen of it, it looks actually pretty damn good.
You are a bit boomy. Yeah, like I'm in the room with
Don't
him.
call him a boomer.
I can feel the vibration when he speaks because of how loud he is.
I kind of wish I was a boomer, because then I would call myself the Boomy Boomer, and I would win the internet. But no. Do you know what? Funny thing is, when the Dude Bros show up, the amount of them that call me like high pitched is insanity. Like
you are not high. You can go high pitched.
I can go high pitched, but they can't wrap their head around the concept that I am performing, that I am an entertainer. And
maybe that's why you're so loud.
The fact that my voice goes from a really low register to a really high register, they can't quite wrap their head around that concept. And then they wonder why people think that they're all thick as shit. It's pretty good. I wonder if anyone has studied if a woman have higher tolerance to the poisons in mushroom given their traditional role as foragers. I don't know.
No, that's not really a thing.
Also, I think largely...
Men and women both foraged, and they also both hunted.
Well, the other thing is that it wouldn't matter, because you would just figure out which ones were poisonous and just not touch the poisonous ones. Yeah, you go, those ones are bad, don't touch those. They make your skin itch, and if you eat them, you get the shits.
The anthropology sort of approach to saying, like, oh, well, men were the hunters and women were the foragers is false.
It was all me. I did all the work for all of them, and then I realised that I hated humans, and I go, what the fuck am I doing?
Because
but by then, whiskey had been invented, so it was fine.
Each tribe was very different to how they approached things, so saying, like, oh, humans were all this doesn't make any sense.
I'm a terrible person. Am I in the right place? Yes and no. Depends if you want something good. You call this entertainment. Your mum pays me to watch your videos. My mum wouldn't pay anyone to do anything. Yeah. I think she's deeply perplexed about what I do as a job. Rewatched Harvey Birdman. Oh my god.
Well, that is a really good series.
You get that thing I sent you? That show is an absolute fucking triumph. I love all the voices Sick does for Spoonstaff Stories. I love all the voices I does for Spoonstaff Stories. It's a good show and people should go watch it. Can I Eat That is the most gangster version of trial and error that has ever existed. I mean, to be fair, what you can do is just make someone eat it, depending on whether you like them or not. Hey guys, Bean Devil here. What did I miss?
Bean Devil.
Don't even get me started on beans. I had to do some work on Mrs. Sick's computer the other day, and there was a thing next to me that I was paying no attention to, and she went out of her way to go, don't worry about that. I just write beans sometimes, and then I make it artsy. And I went, what the fuck are you talking about? And then looked down, and she's got this piece of paper with bean written on it like 20 times, all in different fucking fonts, and some of them really fancy.
That's what
and
I do when I'm waiting for something. I just write beans. I don't know why I do it.
And then for some reason, I gave her a really fancy pen so that she could do it, but fancier. So now she has fancy beans. Bean whiskey, go. I don't know. Because beans can be very sweet. So sweet bean paste as a whiskey, or as at least some kind of alcohol, I mean, it must exist. There's no way there's not a bean alcohol. And if it's not baked as well, what bean alcohol? I mean, it came up very fast. Bean alcohol can refer to a variety of alcoholic drinks made from beans.
Really?
There's briotet tonka bean. I just like the fact that it has tonka in it, because tonka trucks is. I just imagine you drink it from tonka trucks. Yeah. Kahlua. Oh, that makes sense. Kahlua would be coffee beans. Cider? What? Apples aren't beans. Are apples beans? Now I need to ask.
No, they're not.
Are apples beans? No, apples are not beans.
Tonka bean tastes like aniseed. Oh, I love aniseed.
Do you know, that's the one thing I quite like about AI Overview, is that if you type in a really stupid question, you'll now actually get some kind of answer, instead of it just being completely fucking impossible to figure out. And that's the one good thing. I spent today working on a video where someone thought that AI was just the way to do research, and oh my god, that was very, very annoying to
Are they Gen
figure
Z
out.
by any chance?
You are?
Are they Gen Z by any chance?
No, super boomer. Some may even guess who it was.
How? You think
Because
boomers are like, oh, you need to go to the library to do research.
Well, the thing you have to bear in mind is now every search you do on Google will almost certainly get an AI response.
Oh, yeah, it does. I tend to ignore them.
And so, yeah. Well, you can use them as a starting point. Like, that's the thing about AI. It's a starting point. It's not the end point of your research. Oh, I like that. Peterson and Shapiro, the deep voices of masculine energy. To be fair, they're not the ones that tend to get me the people... like someone said, lift weights at me, which I thought was very funny. It is more actual dude bros. And as much as they are ridiculous human beings, I wouldn't call them dude bros. Andrew Tate's and the lift weights one actually came from Jay Dyer, which is a bit of a deep cut at this point. I never thought to cover him again, but I know he fucking hates me because I come up on his channel semi-regularly, or at least him liking and sharing things about me. It's super weird. He's definitely not ultra butthurt that I made fun of him.
Louder.
I'm not getting louder. You're listening quieter.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. I write balloons when I can't come up with a proper word. Whenever I set up a computer and I want to check that it's connected to the internet, which is less and less an actual difficult thing to do. Back in the day, it used to be, is the internet working? No, I'm going to have to do about 5 billion fucking settings. But now, everything almost automatically. But I always type in monkeys, and I always spell it wrong the first time. And nowadays it starts correcting me, which I find very insulting. But yeah, I spell it monkeys with an IES instead of, properly. Don't ask me why. Probably because I'm very stupid. It still knows what I was looking for, so shut up. I listened to Trump at 2x. It sounds like Ben Shapiro. I think most people at 2x will sound a lot like Ben Shapiro. He does have that kind of voice. And if you put him at 2x, ooh. I don't write anything, I draw stuff. But what stuff? Avoiding Mr. Oh no. Right. All right, we don't care. We don't. like we said, let's ignore fucking actually political stuff. I'm only interested in your Ben Shapiro's and your my brain wants to call him Joseph Stalin. That is completely inaccurate. Jordan Peterson. Um, their arguments. It's fun to make fun of their arguments. That's what I'm always here for. I know it's not even... Yeah. But that's what my brain does. That's what my brain does. My brain is a very strange place. Oh, I just accidentally pressed a button that I shouldn't have. Oh, everything's fine. But yeah. I have Googled Gemini in my SMS app. I have a weird, interesting conversation about historical figures and video games. Yeah, oh, shut up, phone. It's just decided to do exactly that.
Sorry, I can't help.
Shut up!
Oh my god, you are so loud.
Yeah, but you can't be sure it's not... Oh, sorry, here's your address and all your personal information. I'm just going to say it out loud for no reason. I don't trust these fucking things. There's a reason I don't have any of them around my desk. Sorry, I can't help you. They could never help you. They're always completely useless. Actually, what I find super irritating is any function that has to use a voice or attempts to use a voice to stop something very annoying. My old phone would have the alarm come up and then you could say sleep or stop. It only worked about 25% of the time.
It was less than 25%.
It was... No, I would say 25%. I would say definitely less than 50%. But it would work just enough to make me try every time.
It was because the alarm was so loud, it couldn't hear your voice.
That could very well be the problem. But yeah, I just keep mine on silent 24/7. That's what Mrs. Sick does. And then when she loses her phone, it becomes a bit of a fucking nightmare. Although, fun fact, if you lose your phone and you have a computer... Just type "where's my phone" in, and as long as you're signed in on the same accounts, it's really easy to find your phone. It's actually amazing. Discuss the doctrine of transubstantiation. Depends on which substation you're talking about. Don't go shopping when the shops are closed, Sir Sick quote. Oh, Sick Sir quote. I mean, to be fair... That does sound like something I would say, but mostly
that does sound like something you would say.
Mostly I do regularly feel the need to point out the blatantly fucking obvious to the people that I respond to, because you just can't be sure. They just seem to be ridiculous horse people. Albert Einstein was a genius who gave up wearing socks. I wonder how smart I'll become when I stop wearing pants. That's pretty good, actually.
Dude, he was so autistic. Oh my god. The more I learn about Albert Einstein, I'm just like, yeah.
I've got to say, it's autistic. One of those things. When you have kids that have autism and ADHD, you start seeing it fucking everywhere.
Yeah, you do.
Like, everyone. It just, the amount of people, and you can't help but like point it out to people.
It's because people have traits.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean that you have autism.
No. You don't tell them that they have, but you say, oh, you've got this trait, this trait, this trait. And then go, no, I couldn't possibly have blah, 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 because I don't want to. And it's like, okay, that's fine. But yeah, I'm just pointing out you have traits.
The thing is when you have multiple traits, and it's also a detriment to your lifestyle.
Matt Dillahunty released a video related to the final experiment today. Said space, the final frontier. These are the voyages of flat earthers in denial. Pretty nice.
I like that.
What's that?
Spicy traits. Having
the neurospices, yes. We actually... we've been to various meetings and seen various experts, etc. And I try and always bring up that term, and every single one of them hasn't heard it before. It's amazing just how normie a lot of... I can't think of the word.
Normies are.
People who went to university are, I guess. I'm back from outer space. My UFO needs an oil change. I think you should crash it into the sea. And also give me your banana. The Lollipop Guild has need of Ben Shapiro. Prove me wrong. I thought he was the leader, but whatever. Audi HD. Yeah, I've heard people refer to that. The thing is, it becomes more and more obvious as well that if you have one, there's a real good chance you have at least a bit of the other.
Oh yeah, there's cross-contamination.
Cross-contamination is not exactly the right word for it, but yeah. They go together like, I don't know, cheese and ham. Cheese and ham is really good together. Talk about UFOs. So sometimes you're looking up in the sky, right, and you see something in the sky that is clearly flying, and you go, what's that? That's a UFO. I guess if someone out there can identify it, then it becomes an IFO. But that's a lot less fucking interesting. There used to be a time, apparently, when UFO didn't mean spaceship to most people. UFO literally meant, I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is.
I don't know what that is. Not, I know that's a fucking spaceship. ADHD is a comorbidity of ASD. Yeah, it absolutely is. And bowel issues, irritatingly.
Yep.
ADHD as well, and I almost certainly have the ADHD, and I'm a professional shitter. It drives me crazy because she's like, "How many times do you poo in a day?" Which is, I think, 3 or 4 is fine. I think it's much weirder when you don't go for weeks at a time.
That's normal.
Or months at a time, was it your mum?
Yeah, my mum did.
It's like, no, that's terrifying. You're going to explode. Someone said to me that there's no such thing as the moon. It's the sun as nice. I believe that some people think that because they are thicker than 2 short planks glued together with pig shit. Sometimes my ADHD and autism cancel each other out. Usually they amplify each other. I feel like it's probably more one case than the other.
It's when you like I really like routine.
Yeah.
But I like routine at specific. I'm a very context person. I need context for things.
Well, the other thing we figured out about you is you're incredibly inflexible. Like, you don't like change at all.
No, I don't like change.
You don't mind things being prepared for.
No, if I'm prepared for change.
Plans are good.
Plans are fantastic.
Changing plan is basically Devil Hitler.
No.
No.
Why change a plan if you already have a plan?
I think we've got.
I like routine at home, like HQ space where everything is organized and I know, I have like a certain sleep time and certain eat times and things like that. I like that.
Yeah. But
then outside the house, I get bored really easily, so I like to do new things. But that's outside the house. Inside the house, I want everything to be the same.
What the fuck is a poop knife? Have you not seen a poop knife?
What's a poop knife?
How do you not know about the poop knife? It's like an internet fable at this point. So the story is someone went to a person's house and there was a knife by the toilet. And they tried to figure out what it was for, and eventually they discovered that it was for cutting up poop because someone had like the hardest shits in the universe.
Oh my god!
And I've only had one experience with a hard shitter, and it was when I worked in pubs. I had to deal with the disabled toilet, and I went in, and this solid stick of human shit poking out of the water. And it's like, what the fuck?
Like upright.
It stood
That's
proud
so weird.
out of the water. And I knew who went in last as well. And it was not a, let's say, a particularly healthy looking human being. And I went, yeah, that looks about right. But you have to wonder how that felt. Like, my God.
I'm lost. Yeah, Sick has a bad habit of switching the topic like every 5 seconds. So
Excuse me, I've mentioned poop several times
yeah,
already.
but you kind of have to keep up with him. I find it really difficult, but you have to go with the flow of the conversation, I guess.
I imagine it was like an apple decorer. Well, it was like the core of a shit apple. It was very strange. Yeah, I have schizoaffective disorder, and this channel helps me deal. Thank you. I don't know how to feel about that, I'll be honest. But I'm glad I can help someone. Humanity is stupid enough to create poop knives for special forces usage. I mean, it depends what you need the poop knife for. If you need to cut up your shit so you can, like, flick it at the enemy.
More curry for Mrs. Sick. Yes, please. I like curry.
Oh, they're trying to help you shit more.
Oh, that doesn't work.
No. In fact, usually the more she tries to make herself poop more, she just poops less, just to be difficult. God gave you fingers, just use them to No.
No.
That is actually an incredibly bad thing to do. She went for a colonoscopy, and one of the questions that they asked is if she did that, and she's like, no!
I don't know. Why would you do that?
It hadn't even occurred.
I just sit there, like, bearing down, like, come on, you get out of me. But that, apparently you're not supposed to do that either.
Yeah.
And you're not supposed to use your hands to try and get it out either.
Anybody bothered by the fact that we are talking at length about shit? Welcome to the terrible stream for terrible people. What the fuck were you expecting? It's in the goddamn name. Why use your fingers when you have teeth? Jesus Christ. I mean, unless you're flexible, I find that would be an extremely challenging way to do that. And also, you'd need shit hard enough to pull it out with your teeth. This is a regular
conversation between me and my little sister. It used to be for me too with my sister until she had an operation to stop her bowel being so shit. And now,
a shit bowel. It's what it's for, and yet
she just complains about work to me.
I get bleeding when I brush. The doctor said use toilet paper. God fucking damn it, that's a good one.
That's so funny.
The real question, wipe front to back or back to front? Sideways, baby.
Zigzag.
Just shit all over the cheeks. But everywhere else is spotless. And you put arse prints on the wall.
Oh no.
A drill, an eye bolt, and a winch sound like the way. I mean, it's gonna get it out. I always liked there was I think like a prune curry or something, a Jamaican prune curry in Futurama, and he called it Caribbean Drano, which just had me in stitches.
That was a pretty good one.
And it would you, because that's a hell of a bowel movement. I'm surprised that it's taken this long for the discussion to turn to shite, bowel movements, and texture. It's important, and it's fun. Everybody likes talking about shit. Because we all shit, so it's very relatable.
It's relatable, yeah.
Yeah. That's the thing. You think people are going to be really bothered, but it's like, no, I have a story about shit, and I need to share. It's like, yeah. It's when your parents try and do it. That's when it becomes a problem, because you don't want to imagine them shitting. But strangers on the internet, now it's my time to shine.
Have you heard about the constipated mathematician? He worked it out with a pencil.
Yes, I have heard about that one.
Oh my god.
It's a pretty solid joke. And so was his shit. Someone drew a smiley face in shit in one of the latrines. Oh my god. That's one of the subjects that always has permanent residence in my brain, is the people who destroy toilets. I can't fucking fathom being that human being.
What,
deciding.
You mean like when they break the toilet seat?
No, when they just shit everywhere.
Oh.
When there's just crap absolutely all over the place. It's like, who is this person? And it's often in places where there's no one there who you would think would ever do it. Like businesses and you just walk into the toilet and it's just absolutely destroyed. Like in a bus station, I get it, but to be honest, bus stations are usually, I mean, they're not great, but they get cleaned relatively regularly, probably because they have to be. But it's like the private institutions, and you go in, it's like, who could this possibly be? I know a guy who's a police officer, and he knows someone does it. They have no idea who. And only police officers have access to this toilet, and someone there is doing terrible things. I mean, better that they do them there than out on the street, I guess. Hopefully it doesn't reflect on other activities, but yeah. I've worked with people who smear as a sensory or defensive thing. It's difficult to deal with. I suppose so. But when there's people who it makes sense that they might do that. And then there's just average Joe who otherwise has no sign that they might do something like that, and you just walk in and it's like, what the fuck is going on? Explosive diarrhea, nature's airbrush. That's fair. Is there going to be an episode 18? Oh, right, of Spoon Stuff. Probably.
Eventually.
When she's done. And it'll be done when it's done. Spoon Stuff Stories is... You have all the old episodes, watch them again.
It's a side project for me.
Yeah. I once knew a guy who liked to drink now and again. He picked up a lady one night. She had her period. He was drunk. Now there is blood on the wall. Which wall? Okay. A guy in a group home would make shit balls and hide them in the drywall. See, that's almost an art project, I'll be honest. That's the kind of thing that someone somewhere would do and think was just genius. And that person is me. No. Through the Shithole, a Sursic production. Oh, I'm losing my voice again. My poo has 2 self-defense mechanisms: smearing and being smelly. If you add tasting bad.
Oh my god.
Thank you. I mean, you do use your teeth.
A single shit log that must have been 24 inches long. Some wag made a sign that said, "Behold the 8th wonder of the world."
Okay, that's pretty brilliant.
Sounds like something my mum would do.
Now we've got Sir Sick talking shite. You've always got me talking shite. That's like my entire job. I made a career of talking shit. Oh, my closet stinks. Let's see what it is. A shitball rolls out. Oh my god. Can you fucking imagine? I mean, we have a cat who likes to randomly piss on things. That's bad enough. Especially when you're looking for something and you pick it up and go, what's that smell? Oh my god, she's pissed on my favourite clothes. Great. You're so awesome, man. I watch your videos every day. Thank you. That means you must watch my videos over and over again, which is the way to do it. I've got 13 cats. That seems like too many cats. Like, I can barely deal with having one. And she is far too much. She's very ginger and very annoying.
But she absolutely adores you.
That's not a knife, shit self. This is a knife and fucking dies. Not enough cats. I mean, if you have the space for them. There's a raccoon that likes to pee in the water dish. It drives me crazy. Do you mean there's an outside water dish at your residence or something? And then a raccoon comes along and goes, oh, piss hole.
I'm gonna go get a drink.
Sick, which YouTube videos do you watch, man? Mostly things about tech, videos about very old games I like, and retro gaming handhelds, and like dismantling them and rebuilding them into things. Most of what I watch is nothing to do with what I do as a day job, which is why people get very confused. Like, I do what I do, and I only really see other people's videos when either there's like an absolute banger that everyone is watching, or because they've covered a topic and I'm like, oh, that sounds interesting, and I go and check it out and I go, okay. I'm new to the channel and I haven't made it through all of them yet. That makes sense. But once you're out, you'll have to start again to make sure you've kept up. That's disgusting. Me. Sorry, sometimes I like to poop with the door open. You shouldn't be pooping in the car at all. That's good. I like that. I had this concept once. I don't know why I find it so fucking funny, but I just do. There was a guy, the guy driving around with his fucking windows open, absolutely blaring goddamn music. It was so loud, it was making fucking buildings shake. And I just turned to Mrs. Sick and I said, should I walk up to his window, pull my pants down, stick my ass through the door, and just begin shitting? And I couldn't stop fucking laughing afterwards. Just the image of like something I wouldn't even be able to see, but just this concept in my mind of this fucking asshole sat there and then just shit starts flowing into his car seemingly from nowhere. Just amused the absolute pit. Do it. He's not here. This was it might have been a year ago now.
It was a while ago.
I'm not going to hunt them down, and to be frank, if someone else tries, but I don't know, the image it was beautiful to me. It was a moment that I just thought, oh, I wish I was that person. But I'm not, because I don't want to get arrested, mostly. I borrowed a little dog today, had it in my jacket pocket. That is where little dogs go.
You want a dog, though, don't you?
I want a dog. Mrs. Sick got a cat very early in this relationship, and I was like, yeah, that's fine. I wanted a dog, and it's like, oh, no dogs for us. And I feel that that's just not fair. But when the cat dies, then I'm getting my fucking dog. Poo jogging is wrong. It depends. Do you mean going for a jog and shitting? Or do you mean having like a poo on like a surface and then shaking the surface to like jog the poo?
Or the people who go on marathons and they run so much that their bodies just kind of just bleh.
That's so horrible, that poor woman. Like, she just stressed her body so hard that she just shit herself. That's awful. I feel, because this is someone who has spent like a huge amount of their life getting really good at something most people are just not capable of doing. And the only thing anyone will probably ever remember about them in the long run is that they shit themselves that one time. And that's fucking really annoying. Sir Sick, don't be Frank. Continue to be Sir Sick. I'll become Sir Frank. The sentence and then begin shitting like it's an easy on and off button or procedure is absolutely hilarious. Yeah, I just think it's beautiful, and it doesn't really matter what kind of shit it is. It's still funny. It could be just the worst diarrhea turds, like the ones that are like someone said, nature's airbrush, or just like perfect, like a Mr. Whippy little curl of shit. Eat any or whatever. You might do rabbit shits. Any of them are all perfect.
Oh my god.
As usual.
How long have you two been together? Finally, a nice question.
Well, I was having this shit right.
How long have we been together? I like to ask this question because it bothers him.
Why does it bother me?
Because you don't pay attention to things like this.
Okay, so you think it bothers me. I just go, I'm not 100% sure it's about this. And then you go, no, actually. And I go, okay.
I'd like to see your guess.
My guess is about 15 years.
Okay.
Okay.
A little bit more.
About 16 years?
Yeah, you go.
Wow, I'm so bothered by that. I don't care. I once wrote the word slag on an ex-girlfriend's front room window in chips. The gravy made a perfect glue.
Oh my god.
That seems very unnecessary. I'd say honestly, like, no one should live in your head that much where you feel the need to write things on their windows in chips and gravy, to be honest. I would go away and just go live my life better. Oh yeah, it would have just said gals to them. Gals? What? Chip shop gravy is industrial strength. I mean, if you really wanted to fuck with them, you should have glued the windows shut. And not that I recommend vandalism to anyone. Just finished shoveling snow, jumped on the live, and the first words were shit herself. I love surprises. And that was definitely a prize, if anywhere there ever were. I know the year, month, and day and hour when my wife and I met. Ah, you don't have a wife. That's going to be it, isn't it? It's none, because she doesn't exist.
I know the day, time.
Well, you know it based on your sister's birthday.
Yeah, but I know the day and time when you said, "You'll be my girlfriend."
Why would I do that? That's lame. But yeah, you know it based on your sister's birthday. And I know that you know it based on your sister's birthday. And you know that I don't know when your fucking sister's birthday is, because I don't care. Yeah. Anybody who thinks that the celebration of milestones in a relationship is more important than the relationship itself is a very fucking strange person to me. And I made that shit very clear.
It's a very
realistic and sensible way to look at relationships. Yes, I know. I invented it. So sentimental.
I think I just like to track things. I like data.
Yeah, for you, it's more. I have the autism, and now it's really obvious why I do these things.
Yeah, I like information. So.
Yeah, we have a thing, what is it? A doc, like there you go, a spreadsheet, an Excel spreadsheet. We have two of them, and both of them have movies in it. And one is the one that I wrote, which has a list of movies, and one is the one Mrs. Sick wrote, which has a list of movies, their genres, the main actors in them, the date they were released, the length of the movie, and some other stats that I'm probably forgetting off the top of my head. When all we needed was to know the name of movies that we hadn't watched or obtained yet.
I also done the same for books.
I know you have, but I don't care about that list.
So I want to read or have read.
Yeah.
What? That's normal.
You have a duck? No. My battery died? My battery died mid-sick.
I love to see that you use your membership to say the best information. Thank you, Team Up.
Muff. Muff is the best kind of
Muff is probably because the way I say it, muff.
Muff. The kids are becoming more Yorkshire, which is starting to be a problem.
They blend. Certain words are different. Yeah.
They still talk mostly like Southerners, but a lot of their words are now in the Yorkshire dialect. It's very weird. Miss Sick, you probably hate this and heard it a gaffillion times, but you sound similar to, and just as comedically done with it all, as Philomena Kunk. She really does dislike that quite severely, and that's mostly because neither of us find her particularly funny.
She's not that funny.
She's done a couple of things that are kind of amusing, but not really our style. Whether or not that matters. But
I
yeah.
don't know what it means by comedically done with it all as well.
Yeah. You can't get rid of me, Sick. I'm here forever. Good for you. Very important. Anyone here a piss pig? Oh my god, what the fuck is that? In fact, I don't want to know. Don't even tell me.
Is it a pig that pees?
I feel like if they're asking if a person is a piss pig, it's some sort of sexual thing that I don't want to know about. Ducks are tasty. Tasty pets are the best. All pets are tasty if you don't care about them anymore. I wonder how many people just eat their pets, even their like beloved ones. It's got to be a non-zero amount. You can't waste them, I suppose. I guess farm animals get a lot of et. Or farm pets. Pet-et. Have the six made it through the Fast and Furious franchise? We have not started the Fast and Furious franchise. I think both of us have seen like one movie, and it's one of the first three, and neither of us thought that was worth watching more of. But I've heard that if you start from about number 4, they actually start getting weirdly good because they just go, they're not about cars anymore.
Because of the genres I tend to watch, it's not something that I've got round to. Cars do not really interest me, so...
Our shared favourite film of watching recently was The Lighthouse.
Oh, that was really good.
We both really liked that. That's the kind of shit that we're into as a team. I hate my wife every night. Spoilers. That's a thing of beauty. I'm hoping that you mean in a sexual way and not that you're slowly cutting her into slices, because that's slightly less wholesome. Only slightly, but yeah. All my dogs were cremated and sit on a shelf, whether they were dead or not. I've got 10 dogs. I don't know what the fuck to do with them. Stick them in a furnace. We'll just put them on a shelf. Never saw The Lighthouse. Is that the one with Patterson? Yes, it is, and it is very good.
And Willem Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe and Beans.
Oh, Dafoe.
Willem Dafoe. Waiting for the slow and mildly miffed franchise. No fast cars, just waiting for the bus. Lots of things are non-zero. However, I take solace in the fact that 8 billion humans, so 1 in 8 billion, is still pretty good. I'm a 1 in 8 billion. Yes, that's a fact. If I recall, I think I remember the film. Are you talking about The Lighthouse? Because The Lighthouse is good. And if you can't remember it, watch it again, because it's good.
Why just spill your beans?
That's, yeah. But, watch it with subtitles on. Because we couldn't, for the fucking life of us, understand a word that was said between either of us. I watch everything with
subtitles anyway. So.
Yeah. Well, I had to fucking go and find them. For the first time, we use Plex, which is amazing at hunting down subtitles for you. But today, on this one film, it was just like, no, fuck you. You can't have any fucking subtitles. I had to go and find them and, like, manually insert them into the files to make them work. I was very annoyed at how manual it all was, especially considering these days I expect everything to just work.
Just work, damn it. Just do the thing for me.
But I did, and we finally rewatched the same scene and went, holy shit, they said a lot of things. It was very important that we understood what the fuck they were talking about. You need to watch Man Shits on Car Bonnet. The writing's a bit messy, but solid method acting. What whiskey do you drink besides all the whiskeys? I was gonna say yes to that, so you caught me. You caught me there. I rather like Bullet Bourbon. I'm a bourbon drinker. I get told that makes me not a real whiskey drinker, and I don't care. And I'm also someone who drinks with mixers. I drink highballs because it's just a tasty drink. But Bullet Bourbon and Buffalo Trace and Eagle Rare, which is just a fancier version of Buffalo Trace, would be my 3 main top ones. I'm sure that there's better ones, but yeah. How dare you drink Bullet Bourbon? I take it that Sick is not a lager man. I will drink a lager if it is the only thing on offer, and also it's a pretty good summer drink. But yeah, I don't drink real ale. I can't stand it. I think it's fucking disgusting. And fucking Guinness and stouts are just fucking, it's like eating. And generally speaking, if I'm having a drink, I don't want to have to chew.
What the fuck?
What?
Mrs. Please explain why there's no dinosaur bones in Egypt. There is.
Yeah, of course there is. There's dinosaur bones basically everywhere. They're not in the pyramids. If that's your problem.
That would be weird.
That'd be very odd. The Great Pharaoh T-Rexa set. Whiskey is Scottish. Whiskey with the E is Irish. Also, bourbon is a whiskey with the E, but I don't know what the difference is. Buffalo Trace is allocated, and Eagle Rare is actually rare here in the States. Really? Because it's really fucking easy to buy here.
What about all the dinosaur boners?
Stout. It's what's for breakfast. Or a pint of Bovril. I like motor oil beer. Stoutist. Don't like Scotch. The concept of something being a motor oil beer sounds absolutely fucking vile to me. I mean, you enjoy it, and yeah, but not for me, thank you. Also, I will perfectly happily drink girly drinks. Love them. As long as it's not too sweet. I don't like stuff that makes your face like turn inside out. But like a tasty fucking, sweet drink that's like pop. I can drink the shit out of that. Get absolutely fucking hammered. Great job. I hate mouth noises, and all my co-workers smack their lips and food falls from their mouths. I need a therapist.
Oh god.
Mrs. Sick hates mouth noises, and the cat likes to climb up behind her on the couch and then start licking her chops. Drives her absolutely fucking crazy.
I get so angry after doing it.
Surgical Spirit, is that your favourite drink? Drunken Milquist. That sounds about right. Do you like porter? Do you mean port? Or are you talking about something else? Because port is interesting. I don't really drink it. I have had a cheeky Vimto, though. That's pretty nice. Which is just WKD and port.
Porter the beer.
Porter the beer. If it's a beer, I'm probably not into it. Even the light, fluffy ones that everyone says, oh, it's like really fruity. It's like it mostly tastes like gross beer flavour.
It's liquid bread.
Yeah. The thing is, I think I might be a super taster, or at least at the high level of tasting, because when it comes to things that have like a singular strong flavour in it, it tends to overpower everything else for me. When I'm really good at tasting super subtle things. So I can enjoy super simple, basic flavors. There's lots of things that have lots of flavor that I enjoy the fuck out of, but they're usually made better than beers. I'll be honest. Beer and coffee both have these singular main flavors that goes in every single one of them, and that's the main thing I can taste every time.
That's what makes it good, though. You can taste it.
Yeah, but I can taste the other things already. But I can't taste them when they're being overpowered by the garbage flavor. How many habanero peppers can you eat? I could probably eat hundreds of them. I just wouldn't be very well afterwards. And I wouldn't want to. I'm not one of these people that, I know a guy who just has really spicy sauces bought for his birthdays and Christmas, and he'll eat them and then act really tough about it, even though his face is bright fucking red and you can see that he's suffering. And I'm like, I wouldn't do that. Like, no one is worth impressing enough for me to do something that makes me feel bad.
Oh god, habanero sauce is so good though.
She likes them. I think my hatred of mouth noises comes from trauma, though. That sounds awful. Had a nice collection of ports when I was young. Now they're just too sweet to me. I thought you were going to say now they're gone. And to be fair, as you get older, if you get really old, if you keep a hold of them, if you still have them, it'll come back around and you'll have lost most of your sense of taste. And it'll be one of the few things you can taste. That's why old people like boiled sweets. Don't eat or drink polysynthesis on shrooms. Okay, will do. Anyway, I am going to fuck off now because I want to go watch either some Squid Gam or some more dan. And we will catch you in the next one. Thanks for coming and bye.
Bye bye.